Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The last one, but I hope that not least. My name is Ivo, and I'm the director of the Museum of Prague. It's been now 3 years when I started this position. Before that, I was working as a director of the Nature History Museum in the National Museum here in Prague. At the beginning, I would like to start with a small question. Is there anybody here in the room who was in the museum this year? Please raise the hand. Okay, great. And did you enjoy it or did you like it? Yeah, you can just nod. Okay. I hope that there was some kind of the big museum or a huge museum, maybe a national museum in some countries. The problem in Czech Republic is that the small institutions like the Museum of the Cities are struggling right now and struggling all over Europe because we are also the part of the community of the city museums around the world. And we know that they are struggling because they are looking for some identity and they are looking for some new challenges because everything changed after the pandemic COVID-19, 2022. And most of the museums are now confused a little bit because the people are acting and behaving totally different, and they picking very precisely how they will spend their free time. So the museums are at the end of the chain of this. Is that because the museums are not so very interesting mostly, and sometimes they are very boring. So when I started in the Museum of Prague, the museum was completely invisible. Even the museum is more than 140 years old. It's based here in Prague, and we have more than 1.5 million specimens in our collections. So it's not small, it's not huge, but it's on the etalon in the Czech Republic. We are in the middle. We have almost 200 employees, and our mission is only one, and it's at the city of Prague. And when I started to work as a director here in the Museum of Prague, the mission was very simple: to make the museum great again, I would say, because no one knows about the museum and no one knows that it even exists. We did a lot of research, and even from Prague, people there didn't know that it's here, the museum. So we taking care about the history of the city, we are taking care about the archaeology of the city, and also we're taking care about the nature in the city. We are taking care about the past, but my mission is to bring the technology into the museum to make it more attractive, maybe for the young visitors, and also to find the limits. How can we use the technology in the museum's collections? But we have the two worlds here that don't trust each other, and then museums and also the people who are working in the museums are not mostly the early adopters, and they are not mostly the people who are using the technology and they know what the technology is progressing and what can we use it for. And most of the people in the museums are very conservative. So they are afraid of everything, afraid of new challenges, and about the technology as well. We have a lot of technology companies here, even in Czech Republic, also in Europe, who are focusing on the museums, and they are struggling because it's this whole segment of the museums are too slow for them, and it's very it's challenging to find the cooperation between those two worlds. To make something which is very progressive, which is something very new. It's mostly doing that we are adapting technologies which are maybe 5 years old, and we are still using them in the museums. So it's we are paying a lot of money for it, and we are, the sheep for the tech company because they are using us to sell us the old techs. I think the main idea is how to use the technology in the museums is the technology should not replace the object, the main specimen. It should be still on the specimens because the museum without the specimen is not the museums. But I think even in the interpretation we are it's in progress, that we don't want to use so many collections to show them for the visitors, because the visitors are mostly tired about seeing the glass cabinets with full of the specimens. So it's very important to use technology, very sensitive to use them only like another layer of the interpretation and another, how to say, to tool how to visualize the topic. And we can do that. We have only one object and we can cover it with the technology, but it still must be the one. It's minimum to be one object in the room. So we don't need more screens in the museums, because we know data, and we know the data that most of the people here in the Czech Republic are not using the mobile app in the museums and galleries. Because mostly if you are entering in this some kind of institutions, you don't want to use the mobile applications and to see the whole institution through the screen from your device. So also 2-3 months ago, there was some research that they compared 150 mobile applications through the museums around the world, and the conversions is about 3.1% for downloading this application. So the mobile app is also the dead text for the museums, but still there are a lot of companies who are offering us the miracles for the next day. If we don't have the mobile applications, we can die. I think we don't need more screens, more distraction. We need technology for the better storytelling in the museums. In the Museum of Prague, we opened the building after the renovation the last December. It's close from here. It's about 5 or 10 minutes by walk. And we opened the whole second floor, which is about 800 meters square, with a brand new, very high-tech exhibition. And there is only one specimen in the whole floor. It's the paper model of the old Prague from the 19th century, or the first half of the 19th century. So the approach was greatly different. Mostly we have a lot of specimens and collections, and we display them in the cabinets and make some text or something, and make some touch screen and something, or some projections on the wall and something. But we took the one specimen, which is very innovative, and it's a cultural heritage of our Czech Republic, of our nation. It's very unique because it's the silent witness of the Prague from the first half of the 19th century, before the photography was developed. So it's really good material for comparison about how the Prague looked like in those days. So we took this one specimen and covered it and created the story around the specimens, and used the high-tech technology for visualization and interpretation. So the whole model is a very brand new cabinet. It's divided into 12 species, and we also use, it's about 5 rooms, but we use the one immersive hall. It's right there. It's the first immersive hall in the Czech Republic, in the public museum, and we can make the projections on the wall and also on the floor. So it's not about the technology, but it's about it's a tool for the next steps, because we can use this space for a different content. Also, what we did in the Museum of Prague, we established the first AI department in the museums in Europe. I don't know still if you know about the AI department in some museum. Please tell me. But till days, I don't know. Even we have last month we have the great international museum conference, the Digital Summit, and no one is from the AI department. So we created AI department, and we are developing our own software. So we are early adapting the software for better visitor experience, and also for our workflow from the curators and from our collections. So it's the department, it's called the Center for AI Implementation in Museums, and what we are developing, we are offering mostly, also mostly for free from the next museums in the Czech Republic, mostly the small one. We are also part of the Czech Association for Artificial Intelligence. So the department is about 3 people, and we, as I said, developing our own software. The first one was the bot, the chatbot. It's not new. It's now it's also every company has their bot, but what we did is it's a responsibility for the museums. The museum is not the company. Museum is not the institution for the 10, for 5, 6 years. Sorry, it's an institution for decades and hundreds of centuries. So we need to take care about the truth. And we don't need to be misunderstood with some private company. So we did this. It's the video, but you can ask or type whatever you want to know about the museums, about our model, and it's working. And it's not hallucinating. It's not even working for the coding. It's not working for the recipes, for the cooking. It's closed. It's closed for in the rack for the information only about the museum. So it's working. But I don't have the time. But there is that I am trying to. Can you give me the receipt for the Czech dumplings? And he say, okay, no, I'm here only for the museum things. So you can ask me, or can you just can we start to code my new website? No, sorry, I'm here only for the museum and about the models. And also there is a citation about information. So there is a references what the information came from. We are data-driven museum. The most renovation of the museum, because it's completely restart. I call it that we are like the startup, the museum startup, but we're with the more than 100 years history. So we did a lot of research. What people like, what people don't like in the museums. If they are visiting the museum with a partner, with the kids or something, so we did a lot of data. And we developed our own platform, Power Apps, that we need to control the data. So we are not, as the speaker before me, the decentralization is the key. I think in this case, the centralization is the key, because when I started to work in the museum, everything was decentralized, and there was no system, and everyone's doing what it wants, and there was no workflow. So we must take control about the budgets, about the data, about the people. And also, we develop our own system about how to make the heat maps in our indoor navigation systems, in our objects, to create a better exhibition, more ergonomy for the visitors. Because these data are in the museums are not new, but they are using the RFID technology. We use the CCTV camera and completely GDPR safe. So in the age of the synthetic information, trust becomes infrastructure for us, the museum. So we are not here to jongling with the truth. I think the museums will be in the next years the institution, one of the last trusted between the humanity and knowledge, because okay, we are the museum, so we are not lying, we are not making up the things. Wikipedia can, internet can, but we don't. So it's our goal. So the context, expertise, and human stories, and using the text. So future is to be AI-ready collections, open standards, machine-readable heritage, accessibility, and collaborations. I can show you the demo of our new software we are developing, because we have a lot of metadata about the 1.4 million specimens, and it's very difficult to organize the huge amount of the data. And so we are developing the system that maybe the 4, 5, or 6 years old kid can go through whole collections, even with asking the prompts. Show me everything where is the sun on it, or show me everything with the grass, and we can show him everything from our collections where the sun is on or grass is on. So it's how to make the better visitor experience, because if the collection is not visible, it doesn't exist. And if the people are not able to use them, it's very difficult for to look for something in them. And we are not able to show in the cabinets everything what we have in the depositories. So the 2 coins, the last one, we are using the text for the mapping. They are using our digital. This is the wooden raft. I show you the video, the next slide. And this is, we are using the ghost effect technology in the site-specific installation as the memento for the railway station, which doesn't exist more than 40 years. So on the same spot where it used to be the railway station, we create this 30-meter huge installation, site-specific, and make the projections, the ghost projections of the main portal of the railway station. So also we did the installation that the wooden raft, which is the cultural heritage by the UNESCO, and the last year was the 100 years after the Bedřich Smetana, the composer, composed the Vltava symphony, and we used the new technology, like the site-specific installation for the people on the wooden raft to make them like the memento. So it's not even the exhibitions in the building. Here we develop, our AI department developed the drawings on the iPads that kids can draw everything, and it's in an immersive hall. It's visualization on it, and it's creating into the real animation. So we made the night at the museum for the families, and you can see the small part. It's over 1 minute. That the kids are using them, they are draw, and everything is changed into the real animation. And we are using museum even for sleeping for the kids as well, and it's very popular, and mostly 70 kids and adults spend 1 night in the museum with the morning gym as well. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Macek. Any questions? Yeah?
Hello. Thank you. This is really inspiring that museum can actually communicate with the audience this way. I'm actually following you, like the museum, on social media, and it's really nice how you are doing that, so thank you for that. My question is, what is the inspiration? You mentioned that you don't know any other museums to actually implement AI. So my question is, like, where those ideas is coming from?
Oh, actually, I was spent last more than 10 years traveling around the world, around the museums, when we preparing the brand new exhibitions here in the National Museum. I don't know if you even visited it, but I took a lot of ideas from the different museums. Most of the ideas from the museums from the US or UK are not transferable to the Czech Republic because it's the different thinking and it's not possible to do one-to-one and copy-paste. So it's the list of ideas when we are trying to use the AI intelligence and artificial intelligence to make it alive. So we are testing, it's experiment. Every our project is experiment. We are like the lab, and we are trying to, sometimes it works, sometimes don't, and we are still learning. But I think the early adapting of this technology is very crucial for the next and for the future, for us to know what is the limit of the technology right now, because every month is different for us. So also from the GriffoBot, it's the bot technology will be the main text for the Frankfurt Library conference on the Atom from the Czech pavilion. And if you are going to visit it, you can use our technology for searching in the books, in the Czech books, and with the references. So it's still developing. I don't know what we'll be doing in the second half of this year, but it's, I like the tech, so we are trying to adapting.
Any more questions?
Hi, great talk, thank you. Have you any ideas also for integrating somehow Ethereum into the museum?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
I was saying, have you also any ideas about integration of Ethereum into the museum?
We were thinking about NFT as well the last year very seriously, but it's the problem with the law in the Czech Republic right now, and we are out of the tables. Our museum is out of tables and out of laws, so we are going very fast forward. So everyone is asking, and how can you do that? It's forbidden. But I think the Ethereum and using the Ethereum is it's quite risky, and I'm not sure if the Czech people are prepared for it, because the Czech National Bank right here, they bought some bitcoins in their reserves, and it was very, how to say, emotionally. So if the museum uses Ethereum, so it would be, maybe it would be the last day in my job. But NFT, also the NFT, we very seriously think about it. But it was the law problem, because the law about the museums are more than 20 years old. And also the Prague City Tourism, which is the company here in Prague, used the NFT, and it was not working, and the people were asking how much it cost and who will pay for it, and it's thin ice right now for us.
I have a slightly different question. Are you aware of a company or a project called Somnium Space?
No.
It's a Czech virtual reality company connected to blockchain as well. They had presentation here, but I think it would be interesting for you to explore that, because they could then help maybe bring virtual reality into museum, and they are Czech and in Prague, so
would be great. Yeah, would be great, because we are looking for some content about to the immersive hall as well.
You might want to think about POAPs instead of NFTs, which is proof of presence, and people can then collect them. So it will only hit the people that already do it, but it could be avoiding the whole NFT and cost issue. It's simply, I was here and I now get to prove that I was here. But my question is, one of the things I love about traveling around this area in Eastern Europe is the tiny little museums in like small towns that are super, super focused on this one famous guy who lived there, or,
Yes.
whatever the industry there used to be. What would be your one thing, bearing in mind they have no real budget, what would be the one thing that you would advise them about stepping into the future from their current situation so that they can continue to exist?
For the small museums here around, it's the advice is to adapt for the situation which is changing around us, and also to be brave and encouraged to make the thing different, and also to listen to the young generation as well. It's crucial, I think. They are different, but it's necessary to listen them, and don't because from the data, I show you just from the progress, but we know that the young generations actually want to have museums for fun and for spending their free time. But the old generations, they are telling us that no, the museums are for the education purpose only here. And the young ones say, no, it's boring. We would like to have fun. We would like to go to the date. We would like to spend the night. So my advice is to listen to the young generation and be brave and encourage.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.